Greetings, 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 family. Greetings, family. We are the Art of Rising, Flow
Going to
State
the top.
Conversations.
Going to the top one day at a time.
That's it. We're loving this right here. Oh my goodness. Once we've started this thing, bro, there's no stopping us now, bro.
Yeah.
This like they done, let us off the chain and that's it. It's on now.
Yeah. The art of rising involves enriching conversations. And that's exactly what you've tuned into, people. Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. So we are the OMZL Healing Sanctuary, and we're located in North Bergen, New Jersey. It's a private practice that I run here with my wife. She's the better half of what goes on around here. We do breath work and ice plunge seems to be our staple. In addition to that, we have different events that go on, and there's also we do men's retreats as well, and we're also doing this wonderful podcast thing. We're stepping into deeper waters,
Mhm.
remaining in that flow state. So this is the Art of Rising Flow State Conversations. This one here is me and Denzel, so I'm calling this one a freestyle right here. Okay,
Yeah.
how you like that?
I like it. Y'all are going to get to learn a little bit more about myself, how me and Omar met, and why we collaborate. It's always deeper than what we're doing. It's about why, because that's what's driving our decisions to be consistent in what we do.
Amen, brother. Amen. So, there's always something going on in the world these days, but why don't you
Mm,
tell me a little bit about what's going on with you these days?
Man, mm, that's a great question because what's going on with me has everything to do with what's going on in the world. I am an architectural designer that has a special perspective on what we should be doing for our homes. I really believe that all homes should be growing food. So if you can imagine someone that could come to you, Omar, design your home, coordinate it with the builder to have it built, and then 2 years later, design your garden. That's basically what I'm growing into. That's what I'm getting busy with. That's what I've realized that I'm aiming at because what I've learned is that once you have that definite chief aim, like, as Neville Goddard talks about, and a lot of different master teachers, you'll know where your bounds are. You know what you need to do in order to step forward every day. So on a day-to-day basis, you can find me in the garden, tending to plants. Find me at a school, helping students learn how to garden. You can find me at my computer, doing architectural designs for homes and whatnot. You can find me out in your community. Just being Denzel, just always spreading love, spreading the wisdom, the young wisdom that I have, and just knowing that, hey, like one day at a time, like what I'm trying to manifest is becoming. I look at it every time I go outside. I see my garden, and on this podcast today, I hope that you guys will be even more curious about the depths of Mr. Under One Sun.
Mm, definitely,
Yo,
definitely.
how
Before I
about yourself,
forget,
man?
well,
It's
myself, there's so many things going on.
been
It's been a minute. It has. But before I forget, I want to say that one of our staples is the breath work and the ice plunge. And we're having another session coming up. It's a deep, deep thing. And it pushes you into the present moment and it seeps into other parts of your life. Like if you want to start that podcast or you want to start that business or, get the raise or go for that job or that promotion, the ice is the one that pushes you into that.
Mhm.
And then the men's retreats that we're having now, this is another level to the game here.
Yeah,
And
that's
yes,
where I met you. Remember?
exactly.
Talk about it.
Yeah, well, you needed well, you needed to come and we needed a
Yo.
chef. So so the food was amazing and you tapped into some deepness there. So
Mhm.
before I forget, I want to say that stick around to the podcast. We're making some announcements later that will benefit you concerning the ice plunge and also the men's retreats too, man. Yeah, it's really gonna liven you up. So
Yeah, we want to offer people a chance to get in. As avid listeners, as avid attention givers, because you're giving us your attention. You're
mhm.
tuning in for free, but you're giving us your time, your attention. We want to offer you something in return for that.
Exactly. So that's what we're doing in itself is just providing the platform. So one of the things we like to say is that we are just like ushers in the movie with the
Mm.
flashlight helping you to get to your seat without knocking somebody's popcorn over.
Yep.
You see, because the movie's yours, right?
Yep.
We're just trying to help you with that. That's all.
Mhm.
And we all need help, you know. So when you ask me about my day and how things go for me, um, well, I do want to say that I'm normally up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
That's just a thing for me. I've learned over time that when you get up at these times, the day is yours. I go running outside. There's nobody outside. There's not even traffic. You see? So
Yeah.
when I get out of bed, let me just start like that. When I get out of bed, I make my bed because that's the first thing that I'm accomplishing and it's already setting the tone, right?
Mhm.
Once I get out, I get my 16 ounces of room temperature water with a wedge of lemon squeezed in it,
Mhm.
and I put some Celtic sea salt, a few rocks under my tongue and on top because that helps us to absorb the water into our bodies. Then, with my good intentions, I speak into the glass of water because water retains memory.
Right.
See? So I say, what is it that I'm manifesting during the day or my life? It could be something as simple as, more discipline, focusedness, or it could just be love.
Mhm.
That's it. That's it, right? Because there's a great book by I forgot his name. I have the book over there. He's the one who froze the water
I
and
read
put
that when the
the
last time
word.
I was there. Yep.
Oh
I
my
read that.
God, so
Oh,
deep. That's where I learned that water retains memory. Like you could say things to it, right?
yep.
That also speaks about baptism and water purification. Include what we're doing with the ice.
Mhm.
So I say these things into my glass and then I drink the water down fully. With I also put a little bit more of the Celtic sea salt. You can use sea salt as well, like Himalayan pink, something like that. But I
Mhm.
learned through Barbara O'Donnell. She's great. She comes from Australia. They chased her out of there, but she's dropping the knowledge too on the social media. One of them is about the salt and absorbing water. That's what
Mhm.
salt helps us to do, and the Celtic sea salt. That's
Mm.
an ancient practice. But once I get the water in my body, then I go for other things. I get my Irish sea moss in that we happen to make here. You could get it from other places. You have to buy it right, and you have to just make it simply with purified water, the way we make it too, and with great intentions always. So
Mhm.
I get in about 3 tablespoons of that in the morning. This helps to energize me. It curbs my appetite. It keeps me focused on things too. And then I chase it down with a little bit of green tea, because green tea has great health benefits as well. You know, Once that's on, Denzel, that's it. It's off to the races for me, man.
Yep.
I'm ready to rock after that.
Yep. It's like priming your engine, and that kind of like I might as well just segue into like understanding that my morning routine comes off of realizing that that generates high performance. Something as simple as making up my bed. That's a decision that's not non-negotiable that gets done and gives you that first win of the day immediately as soon as you get up. And
Hmm.
then I like to turn on an audiobook while I'm brushing my teeth and just like, just knocking out the cobwebs. I like to every time I get up before even brush my teeth, sometimes I'm putting up the dishes that have dried overnight because before I go to bed, I'm washing the dishes. So I'm not getting up and I'm seeing all this chaos, let's call it more or less, whether we like to say it like that or not. It's kind of what it is, just having things in order before I go to bed. I literally have my to-do list for today that I made before bed, and this is what's going on. As soon as that morning routine is done, which comprises of my making a bed, brushing the teeth, stretching, yoga and meditation,
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm out there, and
Yeah.
this has helped me quell all of that day-to-day anxiety of like, is the right thing gonna happen for me to make it, We all
Right.
got it. We all got
Hmm.
those things that we wanna accomplish on a day-to-day basis, and
Hmm.
if you're like me, it can seem like time is just taking forever to make these things happen, but when you
Hmm.
have a bunch of these sheets piled up and you get to see like, I'm pushing results. I'm doing this damn thing, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Yes.
see like, oh snap, taxes. I still need to do those. It's been on the list for a long time. Whoa, what are we doing? So like writing things down before bed, waking up, executing, knowing that you got a routine in mind. That's what
Hmm.
we talk about here. These types of high level things.
Yeah.
It may
This
seem
is
so small, but it just adds up. It just adds up, boom. And then before you know it, you built, a wall of bricks made of great habits, and
yeah.
nothing can knock you off your path.
I do have some brothers. I've had them tell me, like, hey, man, things just aren't going good for me, man. Like, the economy is bad. This is one of them that they tell me, right? Yeah, this is crazy. And then another one is just like, wow, man, I just, I'm feeling depressed. I'm just not in it. And I tell them, like, What are you doing?" Well, I go home and, watch a little TV and stuff like that. And I'm trying to clean up a bit, but I'm just so down. I said, yeah, but are you working out? They're like, no. And I'm like, are you reading books? Nah, well, I don't read books like that. I said, well, listen to some audiobooks. Are you doing that? Well, nah, I don't do that. I'm like, bro, then what do you expect to get out of that? This is what you're putting in your body. This is what you're putting into your mind.
What you're
You
filling your cup with.
exactly. So
Mhm.
when somebody says, I am depressed, that's not even a true statement.
Right.
We may feel depressed or we
Mhm.
may feel sad, we feel angry, we
Mhm.
feel these things, but we're not those things, brother. Oh no,
Right.
we're so much more.
Right.
Like it's so much more than our feelings. We have to step away from those things and do the things that we don't want to do. So I'm glad that you mentioned about the writing things down before you go to bed, and then you have them, they're ready for you. It's this
Yeah.
is a this is a tracking system,
Yeah. I
and we
mean,
need that.
oh my goodness. Like, let's just talk about a little bit more of what we do on a day-to-day basis, Omar, as a community. Like, we're sharing the audiobooks, we're sharing the books, we're sharing the wisdom that people have, for, let's just call it your self-help or your elevation or whatever you want to call it. There's
Mhm.
people that have literally devoted 10 years of their lives to sit down and encapsulate their knowledge into 200 pages so that
Mhm.
you can basically not make the same mistakes. And that's one thing I really get out of talking with you all the time. Oh, it's the what are you consuming right now? Not just food, but information.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
you're reading a book on like fairy tales or whatever. Like, that's good, but like, what kind of answers are you looking for right now? Like, can you get into the architecture books? Can you get into the decision making books and like, learn
Mhm.
what it's like to learn and all that?
Communication,
Yep,
communication.
communication.
That's what I
Yep.
tell brothers too. Like,
Mhm.
oh, what kind of book should I take in? Bro, learn how to speak.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I speak. Yeah, try speaking in front of 10 people,
Mhm.
then do 50,
Yep.
then do a whole audience filled with
And if they're
people.
not buying what you're selling, you're not speaking good enough. Just as simple as
Exactly. Simple as that.
that.
They already know that once you open your mouth, they already know where you're from. They know what sort of education, more or less.
Mhm.
More or less. That's why you should always try to keep it positive, up, and
Right.
speak about what you know, right? There's a great brother, Fidel Moreno. We're gonna have him on the podcast. He has a crazy schedule. This guy and his resume is like off the hook. But let me just tell you this: when I first met him, I
Mhm.
told him, I told him, man, I see you as a teacher, like you have this wisdom, and I'm taking it all in, man, and I appreciate that. And he told me, yeah, let me tell you something. Someone told me, a teacher. He said, speak about what is it that you've experienced more than what is it that you know. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, wow, we're taking in all this information, but how are we applying it?
Right.
Let me see if I could do the thing too. We
Right.
got a lot of brothers that they have all the book knowledge and all of this, but they never did it.
Gotta
They
do it.
never left the office. They never did that run. They never
Yep.
lift the weights. They never
Yeah.
draw nothing. They didn't even create anything.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. A
So,
great teacher is able to inspire students, is able to attract students, and then by that they become even better teachers because there's a reason why you attracted that student, and
mm,
you're essentially getting them to where you're at and beyond. And so
mhm, mm,
that's my thing. Like, I talk about what I do because it's my passion, and beyond that, how I'm talking should be a bridge to other people to find that thing that they're passionate about, and that's what I've done with you, Omar. Like with the OMZL logo, using
Mm-hmm.
my shape shifting mind to create these brand identities. It's a
Mm-hmm.
way of like really getting down and deep into like what is the essence of what I built here, and where are we going? And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, when you think about the forefathers of this country, right? They were Masons,
uh
right?
huh,
People like, oh, this is some sort of religious thing and whatever. You know, eh, let's just call it like this. They were creators,
mm-hmm,
and they knew this knowledge. This is ancient knowledge. This comes from ancient Kemet, from the
mm-hmm,
pyramids that were built in all the temples.
yeah,
One of the languages of God is math. You see, so once you know about creating things in sizes and all of these things, how they fit, it's one of the conversations of God, man. That's how
yeah.
we speak to God. God creates everything, the higher power or whatever it is that you call it. So, but yeah, let's get back to those books for a moment here.
Mm-hmm.
For me, books are like a window. You see, you get to open the window and look outside and you get to see people's experiences and you get to look at, wow, people can go there and they can do that. I want to go there too. I
Yeah.
want to do that also. You
Mm-hmm.
see, and then you apply it. That's what books do for me.
Mm-hmm.
So what about you, brother? What do they do for you?
They give me answers. I mean, they give me wisdom. What what's worth more than wisdom? You know,
Mm,
someone's like, "Hey, I
mm,
screwed up doing this,
I like
and
that.
here's 3 ways how." And if you
Mm,
read the chapter or phase 2 of this book, you
mhm,
see how not to, and like how to
mhm,
do things
mhm,
better and whatnot. I mean, and then you get to layer in perspectives, and you get to seeing like, okay, what doesn't work for me, what
mhm,
works for me, and then before you know it, you've built up your um they call it your invisible counsel. We have thoughts in
mm.
our head. We're going about our days
I
because
love that.
we're fed things all the time on how to get to it. Like
Mhm,
the youth are fed these hoop dreams and these rap dreams, and they
mhm,
go by it. You know, they want to be
mhm,
a YouTuber. They want to do this because that's what they're seeing.
mhm,
But if
mhm,
someone
mhm,
tells you that I started my business and we used to be in the same position as you,
mhm.
that's probably gonna tap you on the shoulder some type of
Right.
way.
Yeah,
You
yeah, the
know,
bells start going off. For
you
sure, for
know.
sure. Talking of that, one of the books that made the light go off in the room was Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh my God.
The light went on in the room, brother. I mean, really, I just felt like a light bulb just went boop, and I started seeing things clearer. I was like, that's how you oh, oh, oh,
Oh
oh, oh,
yeah.
oh, oh, wow. That is such a simple read.
You just
Simple
had to
read.
sit back like,
Hmm. For sure, for
y'all
sure.
seen this?
Yes, definitely. I highly recommend that book for anybody. You can get it on an audio. It might even be free on YouTube.
Yeah,
No,
that's the
that.
thing, you know. Like the one that made the light go off for me, Omar. And this is the
Mm,
funny thing.
mhm,
I was sitting in my house, and I was organizing the bookshelf
mhm,
as I'm recovering from an Achilles tear, just like trying to do everything in my power to like do something of value. I
mhm,
found Think and Grow Rich,
mm,
a black choice, the one that Dennis Kimbrough wrote, almost like as an aside to what Napoleon Hill wrote, but it was
mm,
specifically for Black America. And the premise of it is like, look, stop complaining about your condition.
mm.
All
That's
these
it.
people had the same
Mm,
condition and they got tired of complaining about it and they did something about it. Here's how.
mm.
And
Wow.
that right
Wow.
there was like, oh my
Mm,
God. Like what?
mm, mm,
It's telling you all the spiritual laws, everything that aligns with the Bible, the Quran, and everything
mm,
else. It's telling
mm,
you everything. It's telling you about your sexual energy and how you need to be using it to create rather than just out here chasing.
mm,
And it's just
mm,
laying it on thick. All these allegories paired with the science, paired with the metaphysical teachings, paired with the allegories of Benjamin Banneker and George Washington Carver and Thurgood Marshall and
mm, mm,
all these people, Madam C.J. Walker, all these people that had the same, if not worse, condition, and that
mm,
just
mm,
did it. I said,
mm,
let me find out what I'm passionate about. Let me get to it. And from that
mm,
came Under One Sun Creative Consulting. There's
Wow.
no way I shouldn't have something for myself with all this creativity. Like I'm just looking like I'm gonna
Right.
figure this out. And
Right.
from that day,
Wow. That's incredible, brother. That's
oh man,
incredible. That's
oh,
incredible. Now that you're saying those things, it's similar to me with that particular book, The Rich Dad Poor Dad. Same thing. Like I just started applying the things that
mhm,
he was talking about. Yeah, instead of wasting, I was bringing
yeah,
in. Bring in
mhm,
more, bring in more, bring, credit, but that's incredible. Thank you for sharing that, brother. I didn't
man.
know that. I didn't
Because I
know
get
that.
tired of it. I really do, and that's a part of my path is like show my people like, yo, we have what we need. You just gotta
Hmm.
activate that spark. You
Yeah.
may want to feel like you want to rap, but like it's your throat chakra that's active. Here's how I
Mm.
can help you like figure out all these different avenues to utilize your inborn and natural talents rather than
Hmm.
being stuck in a frame that someone else built for you. And they're
Right.
building it
Right.
for you for a reason.
Yeah, that book makes me think of, and I'm not sure if you know this one, it's called The Miseducation of the Negro.
Yeah.
You know this one, bro?
Yep.
This one is like, ooh-wee. He said that a lady showed up to his office talking about she wanted a job and she had all the jewelry and the fur on and all of this, bro. He was like, he couldn't understand it. And then he said another brother came looking for a job from him too. And he said, okay, I need somebody to, go run, get some coffee, clean up the place. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. The guy
Mm,
said, I'm not
yeah.
gonna do that. I'm better than that. And I'm not gonna. And there he was with no job. No
Yeah.
job, bro. And he wouldn't want to do that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how we are, bro.
Yep.
We can be like that, but we need to wake up and let go of those things, those preconceived notions
Of
about our
what
financial status and
right.
and 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 our worth. Right.
Of what we're
So,
supposed to be doing, what we're supposed to be doing right now.
right.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
always look at your situation, and I've learned and see like, okay, how am I not maximizing these opportunities? Every little nugget is an opportunity in your life, and
Mhm.
it brings me back to my college football career. What you're just saying, like, I shouldn't be on special teams. Like, I should be starting at receiver and but it's
Mm.
starting at cornerback and like just doing what I do in practice. But like, I can't get the opportunity. I'm stuck in my head, but da da da
Mhm.
da da. But like before
Mhm.
I got too far down that road, I just turned the corner and said, let me just ball out on special teams. Let me be the fastest person down the field. Like, I'm not getting touched by the defense, and they're not catching
Right.
the ball because I'm there before they catch it. Let me do
Mm.
that so that the coaches can see, okay, we can give them a little bit more.
Mhm. Right.
I
Right.
promise you, the universe, God, the Most High, however you regard it, is just
Mhm.
like that.
It's
And I
just
had to
like that.
remind myself of that every time, every
Mhm.
single time. Like, are you sharing what you do? Are you
Yeah.
sharpening your sword on a day-to-day basis?
That reminds me of the that famous quarterback, Super Bowl champion a few times over. What's his name? I heard his personal story recently was incredible, and he
Mm,
said he came from poor upbringing. Like when
mhm,
he started going to school, getting a little older, like kids showed up with shoulder pads, and he was like, he never had none of that. He didn't even know how to put them on.
uh-huh.
He said these guys are great, man. They're gonna kill me out there. He said, but I'm just gonna keep doing it. Just keep going like that. And he said, you know how I became the greatest? I'll tell you how. I did whatever they asked me to do. That's how I became the greatest, he said. Just do it. Be the fastest guy. Stay later. Come in
Yeah,
earlier. I'm so glad that you brought that up, brother, because
yeah.
we have a lot of people listening to us here on this new podcast, by the way. Lots of brothers and sisters listening, and they just don't know how to do it,
Mhm,
right? They just don't know where to even start. But you
mhm.
start, man, start from the beginning.
Yeah,
Just go, whatever it takes, man. If you're showing up to the studio early and sweeping the floor, man, get there and sweep the floor, bro.
yeah.
People gonna be looking at you like you crazy. Man, just do it. Just do it. Be there. Do whatever it takes, no matter how long it takes. In fact, you talk about your passion, right? And I'm
Mhm,
so glad that you found this because I've also found my calling as well too. And how it's turning out and how it's gonna look, we're not always sure about that. But be one sure of this. is that once you find your passion, whatever it is that you want, man, go after it with everything you've got, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like spend the rest of your natural existence on this planet doing it. And then let us find a way on how we can help you to do that.
Right.
That's what we're talking about here. And if I sound passionate, brother, it's because this is my life, man. This is my energy that I'm talking about. I'm waking up every day to do what? To go to a job and just pay the bills and brother, it's just crazy. If you think about, let me just say this. When you think about people in ancient times, when you saw their tombstone, what did it say? Architect, creator, poet, right?
All
Painter,
types of
ri-
things.
right? And now you see them and go, devoted mom. That's it? Come on, we're better than that. We're better
Or
than that.
they name their title of their job, and I'm like, dude, what are you passionate about doing?
Yeah, come
What do you
on,
like to
man. You
do?
know what I'm saying? Right,
Like,
exactly.
I always ask people, what do you do? And they name their job, and I'm like, no, but what do you do?
Oh,
You're like,
that's
we
a
have these daydreams, we have that inner child. What do you do?
right, right. Sure. Yes, and you know, the tracking system, right?
Mhm.
I've come back to this one, Denzel, because I personally feel that this is a big one, bro. So what we push here in OMZL is the calendar, right? This calendar that we have, it's a tracking system. Don't worry about the Gregorian calendar and don't worry about 13 months or 12 months. Just use it. Use it as a tool. What we do is we get the desk calendar, we rip off a month, we put it on our closet door on the outside, not the inside, because if it's inside, out of sight, out of mind. Put it on the outside, a physical paper, not an app, because once the phone is gone, that's it. You can't see it. Have the calendar there. Buy yourself some different color markers and start tracking what you do, the things you've accomplished, and the things that are not serving you well either,
Right.
right? Some men, they come here, brother. I mean, in privacy, they tell me, listen, I have an addiction, and I'm pleasing myself. I
Mhm.
can't get rid of that.
Mhm.
And I tell them, start tracking it. You don't even know how many times a week you do it.
Yeah.
Just make an X. You don't have to write what it is.
Mhm.
Whatever that thing is that's not serving you well. And in a month's time, you'll see, hey, I'm doing this 5 times a week. This is insane. You know
Yeah.
what? I'm not doing it today.
Mhm.
Today is the day I won't do that thing. I won't eat that pint of ice cream. I won't binge watch Netflix. You see? And then once you see the next month, you start tracking, you go, hey, I'm getting better at this.
Yeah.
I'm getting good at it. I
Mhm.
ran 3 times a week. I lifted weights 4 times a week, man.
Momentum. Yep.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Momentum.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So tell me about your tracking systems, brother. How's it working?
So I've mentioned the piece of paper that I utilize. To be more specific, it always comes with the current day and the next day, so that as if things happen during the day that make me push it to the next day, I'll write that down. Or if I have things that just pop up and I know I can get to it today, I'll just write it down. Beyond
Mm,
that, it's about keeping that physical calendar updated with my digital calendar. So the digital calendar is always like the first drop of water, but like the water doesn't get full. The cup doesn't get full unless I fill out my physical calendar because I can see it and I can write and color code
mm,
everything that I'm doing. I have different colors for agricultural activities, architectural activities, networking opportunities, and just relaxing. And I have on the side, like you always got the notes. I always
yes.
have the big, the big hitters for the month, like stop. I'm literally reading it. Stop scrolling. Definite chief aim. How am I showing up in the athletic community?
Mhm,
Mind, body, soul. Like these are things that
mm,
you see everyday people, and they just get baked into your subconscious.
mhm,
That's what
mhm,
it's all about when you're
mhm,
talking about rising and art and ascending and whatnot. It's
mm,
about realizing that who you are is what your habits are,
mhm,
right? Just
mhm.
implementing those atomic habits so that you can become whatever you want as long as it's aligned
Excellent.
with what you want to do. So figure out what you
Excellent.
want to do, create
Mm,
habits and a system and a tracking method from it,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
tap into people like the community like OMZL to understand that there's other people like me that want it. I can
Mhm.
go for it, like like a bat out of hell. I
Mhm.
could
Mhm.
have what I want,
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
and get to it. That's in a nutshell.
Yeah. 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 For sure.
That
With
that
me,
calendar, Omar,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
calendaring this,
Game
give me
changer. Game
2 days,
changer. I'm telling you, game
I'm
changer.
good.
Yeah. Guys are like, oh yeah, I've got a calendar in my phone. I'm like, when was the last time you saw it, bro?
It's not the same.
Last week. Come on, you gotta
It's
put
not
it
the
out
same.
like
I used to
that.
think it was the same. I got it in my phone and my iPhone. I'm good. I got it
Right.
back. Nah, it's not the same.
Oh, well, listen, I don't want anybody to get me wrong. I have the digital calendar too. You
Yeah,
see, I have one that I share with my wife. There's another one too that I share with other business partners so they can know at any given time what I'm doing and what, events are coming up and they can be involved in that too.
right.
There's different, I'm saying that one that you have in your bedroom right there.
Mhm,
It's always in your face.
mhm.
Have it there all the time. I have myself different colors for different things too. I do yoga. Yoga is amazing, by the way, right? Anything that has been around for more than 5,000 years, people should pay attention to. Trust me, bro. Pay attention. Yoga changed my life, bro. It really did.
Wow.
It has helped to complete this art of rising, you know?
Mhm.
So I put down when I've completed a session of yoga. Usually my sessions are about 30 minutes, you know. If I'm really into it, I'll go an hour and stuff like that, but I haven't did that in a while. Why? Because I'm doing other things too, right? Money is a currency. We have to spend it well. That's why people always say, hey, how you spending your time? Right? Because this is the currency that we cannot get back again.
Are you
That's
paying
why
attention to the art of rising?
exactly. It's
You paying?
paying. That's right. Yeah, yeah. That's why don't that's another side note too. Don't even waste time with people who are not rising. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Nice people, family, oh, love them. Oh, to the end, bro. But sorry, I'm busy right now. We get together at the family functions and all that. But yeah, what's going on? What we doing? You know.
Mhm.
But yes, it's that tracking system.
Right.
This is how you're gonna know what you're doing and what you're not doing. So I would advise that, to get that calendar system going. But before we go any further, brother Denzel, I
Yeah.
just want to take a quick short side note and break right here. I want to let people know that anybody who's listening to this podcast at this time or any pre-recorded date, we want to be able to give a discount for the ice plunge here in North Bergen, New Jersey. Whatever the current energy exchange is, we want to cut that in half. We want to make it accessible to people, right? We don't want no excuses. In fact, some people come here and they go, "Oh, I forgot my shorts." We have extra shorts here too, bro. So we don't want to hear none of that. But yeah, we want to be able to have this healing modality accessible to people who can't afford it.
Yeah.
There's some people who just can. There's some people who can, but they're always trying to front, talking about I ain't got the money. But then I see them on Instagram with the new fit. That's like how many pairs you bought this month, man. So yes, that's what we want to do. We want to give that discount to people who's listening. Just mention the podcast, The Art of Rising, and we want to cut that in half. Come on down to North Bergen, New Jersey. Meet my wife. You'll even see the kids too. We have the sea moss. We also have the firecracker. Huh? How's that firecracker, Denzel? Let's
Oh
hear
my
about it,
god.
though. Good stuff. Okay. So the firecracker is made up of 6 organic ingredients. Okay. Fresh squeezed ginger, turmeric, apple cider vinegar, lemon, honey, and cayenne pepper.
Mhm.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I remember that.
Ooh-wee, it
I
sets you
remember
right on
that.
fire. I'm telling you, people come here, they buy it. They buy a couple of
Mhm.
jars, hand them out to friends. Sometimes we give them away too. We do raffles here too. Yeah, we do that. I had one lady say it's the only thing that cleared up her acne. Yeah, I had another brother tell me that he has respiratory issues. And he said, this is the only thing that helps me to clear me up, man. Breathing. Yeah. So yeah, man, come on down to the Omzia Healing Sanctuary. We'd love to have you. All right. So Denzel, getting back. Let's hear about your physical regimen. What is it that you do in these days? Working out, running, lifting, breath, yoga, meditation. Come on, put it on us, bro. Let's see what a day in a life
Oh,
looks like from Mr. Under One Sun.
oh boy. So coming out of being a lifelong athlete, a D1 college football player, could jump, what is it, 42 inches. I can run a 4.3. I had to rekindle that love for physical activity, and I finally cracked the code. So it starts with my stretching regimen, which allows me to get into my body and get my bones into position and whatnot. I've learned how to reposition like my bones and tendons to basically be in the optimal position to operate. But around that, it's about being in the garden on a day-to-day basis, tending to it, allowing Mother Nature to ground me and to create that connection. And I take it back to a level that I was once at in the gym, allowing me to build this body up to be strong and fortify the weak points so that everything's aligned. And I recently just landed on this habit, this holistic habit of being in the garden and stretching well, being at the gym, and then let me add eating tremendously well. Because I'm realizing that this all matters to my success. I was reaching these points in my days where I'd be like, "Ah," like that. And I'm like, you gotta go lift. You gotta go exert that energy. I'm like literally like superhuman within. Like there's a lot of energy and it needs to be expressed or else it'll just knock around. And so it's essential for me. 5 days out of the week, I'm probably moving this body in some type of rigorous way.
Mhm,
I include jogging. I can't say it enough. Stretching that also stretching entails my tai chi, my yoga, or any mobility exercises because if you can imagine your bones being in proper position, reflecting on you as a person being in position in the world, just do some homework on that and get
mhm,
back to me. I promise you there's a correlation. The better you
mhm,
feel, the better you manifest because you got
mhm,
the energy, you got the focus, you got everything you need to do what you need to do. And
mhm,
quite frankly, man, I feel like I'm on a whole nother growth spurt. Just
mhm,
I've grown an inch within the past 18
mhm,
months,
mhm,
working
mhm,
straight down my
mhm,
spine and just getting back into my body.
mhm,
So
mhm, mhm,
yeah, I mean, as men, I feel like it's easy to let go of stretching or let go of food because we want to get all swollen and whatnot, but everything matters. And I would
mhm.
encourage anybody if
Well,
you have
tell us a little bit about the food, because
mhm,
like we mentioned earlier, that's the way I met you, is that you
yep,
came and you chefed up some food at the men's retreat. Ooh,
yep,
you
yep,
got me hooked on that chia pudding with the oh, please don't get me
yep,
started, bro. Yeah, but tell me,
right.
what does it look like for you during the week?
Right. So
Yeah.
after that, I talk about the Achilles injury a lot because that was just like the defining moment in my life where I knew that I just had to change. Like I'd had that surgery, I'd had other shoulder surgeries. I saw what the health before all of that. I mean, before the Achilles, essentially, and I was like, just I was so beyond upset at the fact that we're being sold the worst food ever on a
Mm,
regular that I changed overnight. I stopped drinking milk. I stopped eating like the pasteurized and processed foods and whatnot. And now I'm at a point where I eat plant based a good 90% of the time when I'm not.
mm,
Um, I'm eating like some cage fed or farmers market meats or my neighbor's eggs from down the street, and I grow my own food. I
mm,
get my food from the farmers market, and there's nothing better than eating like that, fresh whole foods. That's what's going to get you there, people. If you
mm,
think you like Chick-fil-A, they put
mm.
chemicals in Chick-fil-A to make you like it. That's what
Yeah.
nature does for you. That's why the
Yeah.
watermelon is red. That's why the
Mm,
blueberry is blue. That's why the mango is orange.
mm,
So, I mean, my regimen for food it is a major pillar. It's the biggest pillar, quite frankly, for who I am.
Okay. Okay. So I'm intrigued. Let's
Mhm.
see what a couple of days looks like. Let's
Okay.
start on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's give it a couple of days. What's it look like?
Okay, so every day I'm always breaking my fast with my Juice Plus capsules. Juice Plus is a um, whole food products, not even a supplement. It's literally food in a capsule like Jetson food. So that breaks my fast. I just had a smoothie before we got on here about 3:45. That was my second meal. A nice 4 cups of smoothie. I think that's 1 liter worth. I put some sea moss in that. I put my plant-based powder in that, and then put some fruit in it, some water. And then I'll get off this, probably get a little bit more work done, and then I'll be steaming some collard greens that I just picked from the garden, and I'm gonna
Mm,
get on that.
mm, mm,
That I
mm,
just picked from the garden. Why I have a garden? I just picked from the garden. I got some quinoa going. I'm going to do like some tomato paste and create like an onion type of sauce with that. You
mm,
know, bake down some onions and tomatoes,
mm,
whatnot, and
mm.
just create. Quite frankly, when I get in the kitchen, it just goes black, and I wake up and like, oh snap, I got a whole lot of food in front of me that look taste look good. But I always say farmers market, garden, those are buzzwords when I'm talking about food because quite frankly, that's where you're gonna get the most energy out of your food. So if you can imagine picking something that's 10,000 miles away and getting it to your fridge, into your plate, into your belly, you've
Mhm,
lost so much energy in that. So I have work to do as an architectural designer that wants to help people grow food.
mm.
Y'all get it now. This is
Right,
where I'm
right.
going, and this is where I'm helping people just create that non-negotiable
Mm,
lifestyle hack for themselves, helping them grow food no matter where they're at.
mm,
Yeah.
mm. I like that. I like that too, man. So for myself, I'm I'm working the day job, so I meal prep. Right. This is a big advantage to people that I let them know that real players meal prep.
Mhm.
See, because if not, you're at the mercy of these corporations that they're out there with all the good tasting food, just like you said. Oh yeah, it tastes good. They go, oh, I like it because it tastes good. Yeah, but is it good for you? Right? But then you don't have to eat garbage either, or you don't have to eat, dry seaweed, or
Yeah,
something like that. You make it creative and you
yeah.
put your stuff together. So I put my lunches together like for about 3 or 4 days
Mhm.
because ain't nobody want to be eating the same thing for 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 10 days, right?
Mm.
It's not like that. We have to mix it up here, people. So what I do is always salad, right? I do the spinach and arugula. I've been big on the arugula these days. I just love it, man, right?
Mhm.
So what do I add with that? I make my own hummus. You see, all organic, with lemon, the tahini and all of that. Nice. I make a bunch of that, and then I scoop that into about 3 or 4 of the plates.
Mhm.
I also add some sliced carrots, all organic now,
Mhm.
right? You're paying a little bit more for organic, but pay now or pay later. I'd rather pay now. You know what I'm saying? So just to keep it on that health conscious level, try to buy your foods organic when you can. I also put in tomatoes too. I also put in some quinoa too. The tricolor is the one that I like.
Yeah,
And a side tip, in order to make your quinoa not taste so bitter, soak it overnight.
that's right.
That's it. You see, I'm talking to a chef, but see, I know a little bit too, right?
Yeah.
So you have to, meal prep and make it interesting. I throw in a few raisins. I put in to sweeten the deal. I also put in some walnuts too. That's brain food also. Um, I might throw in a date, or a prune or something like something, a little side thing there. That's basically what would look for me, for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And then I walk with fruit. I got to be with the fruit. I'm a fruitopia for me, man.
Yeah.
And organic. I get the tangerines, the oranges. I try to get them with seeds, right?
Mhm.
Try to buy your fruit with seeds. Don't buy them with no seeds. Try when you can. When you can. Sometimes they slip by, but try to get it with seeds. So I have that. Um, almond butter, right? You see. I know you're looking at me like that because you know I
Yep.
turned you on to the good one, right? You had the other one, and I was like, oh, Denzel, nah, not that one, bro. I gave you my staple almond butter, right?
Yeah.
I'm hooked on that almond butter. So that would be a snack for me too. I would get some sprouted sprouted bread, whole wheat bread, sprouted with almond butter, toasted, and some slices of apples in it.
Ooh.
That's a go-to for me right there, bro. That's a
Mm,
meal. And if I put bananas in it, oh, forget it. I'm not eating till like
yeah,
way hours later, bro.
yeah,
Way hours later. So
yeah.
I try to do that to keep me myself, as far as food. But
Nourish. Yep.
now when we get to the physical part, for me, I'm up at 4 in the morning. Yeah, I love it. Not every day, right? So
Mhm.
so some people might think like, hey, wait a minute, man. I heard you got up at 7 the other day. Yeah, of course, man. Like the body after a while, like try to do 4 o'clock every day, every day, every day. It catches up a little bit. But like I've told you before, out of 7 days, if I can get up at 4 in the morning on 6 or 5 of those days, bro, my record's doing very good,
Mhm.
right? So now I'm up in the morning. If I'm home, I do the yoga. If I'm out, I go to the gym. I hit the gym and I'm hitting the weights. I run. I always run. I got to put in if I'm doing 15 minutes or 30, I've got to put in some running. That gets the engine going. That's running it. Vroom, 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 vroom. It's on now. Then the weights, right? And there was one thing that you mentioned earlier that I also wanted to emphasize is the audio, right? The motivation audios. Motivation runs out after a while. This is a fact. It's true. Your will
Right.
has to kick in at some point. You have to really like push past like that little voice that we call the roommate in our head saying,
Mhm.
slow down. Why are you running? You're tired. Don't do that. What are you doing it for? You have to push past that voice. Let it know that you're the one that's in charge. There's no negotiation here. We're doing this right now, and there's no talk, and you
We
just go
call
and
that
do it.
the roommate. Yeah.
Exactly. That roommate never
That
shuts up.
mother.
Exactly. It's
Ah,
always there, but
kids.
you gotta push through it. You have to. This is key. This is key. And then the motivation. I got my earphones on. You know, I go to there's this one gym at the job, and they had the TVs on, unplug. They had the music going, unplug. That's it. I took them out, bro. That's it. They ain't plug them back in because it's distracting. I don't know how they do this in the gyms, right?
Dude, I learned how to like just build a psychic
Yeah, it's
around me. I'm like, I
crazy.
don't hear none of that trash. When I
Listen,
tune in,
Denzel, how is this helping people? Watching the news, there's like auto accidents, murders, there's wars going on. Like, I'm trying to work out here,
you're
you
flooding your
know?
body with adrenaline chemicals already working out people.
Exactly. So for me, it's the gym, and then it's always tracking, right? I have a notebook and I have my regimen. So so I have some brothers, they work out, and I go, well, how much are you lifting? Well, I don't know, I do 20, 30. You don't know. Do you write it down? No, no, no. I don't write it down. I just go, I do it. I'm like, how do you know, bro?
Hmm.
And I get, are you trying to lose some weight? Okay, are you losing weight? Do you know? Yeah, my pants are a little loose. I'm like, yeah, but you don't know. That could have
Yeah.
been anything. That could have been some gas or bloated or
Yeah.
anything. Write it down, right? So there I am in the gym, Denzel, looking like a herb with my notebook, bro. That's it. I'm tracking everything, bro, for real. I put 3 more pounds. I put 5 more pounds. I write that down, bro. That's it. I ran, 20 minutes longer, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or maybe I went down in weight. I write my things down. I'm doing
Yeah.
shoulders today. I'm doing legs today. I'm doing back today. I'm doing, whatever. Or I mix it up
Mhm.
too, but I'm tracking it. I'm always that way. I go back to the pages and I go, I lifted 25 pounds 15 times. Today I'm going for 27 and a half. You feel me?
Yeah.
Or I'm going for 30 and I write it down. I did it. Or maybe I didn't complete the 15. Maybe I did 12 and then I switch back to you know what I'm saying? 25. I write that down.
Yep.
That's the only way you're gonna know,
Yep.
you know. Yeah. That's how the real players do it, man.
Dude,
Mhm.
there's even this book by Quincy Jones. It's in the audiobook archive.
Mhm. Okay.
12 Notes on Creativity. Y'all know
mm,
Quincy Jones.
mhm,
He
mhm.
probably got all the
Giant,
Grammys in the world and
giant.
produced all this music. You got passion, then you got practice, people.
Mm,
Or should
mm.
I go for the camera say passion? You got practice. You find
Okay.
your passion. You got all your life to practice, but you best to get intentional about how you're practicing, the quality of those 10,000 hours. Don't just get
Mhm.
collecting participation trophies out here. That's what
Mm,
creates
mm,
figureheads. That's what creates, bad bosses or whatever. That's
mm,
what creates bad culture within business is
mm,
you not being on it like you're supposed to
mm.
be. So just,
Right.
I mean, there's another audiobook that people could tap into, but just know that
Mhm,
the greatest of the greatest have followed these very simple modalities of rising, but it's only as simple as you make it because each day
mhm,
that goes by, you're gonna wonder, I gotta do the same stuff over. Like, can I just not write down what I'm gonna do tomorrow? Oh, what you
mhm,
gonna do tomorrow,
mhm.
Denzel? Well, I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah,
What if
yeah, yeah. I
I
don't
didn't
know.
go
Right.
right? Oh
Yeah.
man, let me go do what I need to do.
Right. Yep. Yep. Definitely. Definitely. These books, they're so helpful. When you listen to the masters, they've already done it. They've already been through it. Pay attention, people. Just take notes, man. And I stay in the books, let me tell you. And the motivation when I'm working out, I'm on it. And when I'm running, oh, motivation,
Yeah.
and I'll drop a couple of names, David Goggins, he's one of my gurus right there. When I'm running, oh, listen, it's on, it's fire,
Yeah.
it's fire. Yeah. Yeah,
Et.
he drops it. Yeah, ET is another one. Yeah,
Eric
ET is
Thomas.
another one. Eric Thomas. Yep, he drops the fire every time, man, every time. Stick with guys like that, Les Brown. Yep, Les Brown. Yeah, he's getting up there in age. He's already done it. Pay attention. They already telling you the blueprints, man.
And
Guys
if
walking
you
around
ever
like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. Man, you just not listening.
right, and if
Yeah.
you ever wondered like why, or if you ever thought to yourself like, man, that's gonna get old, or anything surrounding like why I gotta do that, I already listened to it. People, if you track how commercials and messages are fed to you on the airways,
Mhm,
you'll be out of your mind, just blown away how the repetition that is brought across you on a day-to-day basis. You see
mhm,
McDonald's probably
mhm,
like
mhm,
30 times on your way to and from work. If you're
mhm,
driving on the
mhm,
interstate,
mhm. Yeah.
you're seeing all these signs, symbols, and whatnot.
Mhm, mhm,
Control, take charge, rise
mhm,
up to the occasion and know that hey, I can choose what I'm viewing. I can be conscious that hey, I'm scrolling without
mhm,
even wondering why I'm on this app. Like, why don't I
mhm.
tap into something and get out of it
I'm
and have
glad.
a
I'm
reason?
so Yes, of course, brother, of course. And I'm so glad that you bringing this up too, is because the choices that we make, this is the one that shapes our lives. We're creating our lives all around us.
Yep.
I usually tell people, you like your life or you don't like it, you made it. You making your life. You're creating everything around you.
Yep.
Let me tell you a little story. I had this one brother talking about, oh, the economy is so hard nowadays, man. I tell him, what? Man, listen, let me tell you something. I seen a guy who walked up to a construction site. He started moving bricks and garbage and everything, bro. He just started just doing it. He just started working, bro. And when there came time to pay all the workers, bro, he was there. They looked at him like, where'd you come from, bro? We didn't even know you and all of this. Would you believe they paid him, bro? He created his own job, bro. Okay? So people talking about, man, the economy's hard and all of this and everything.
There's a
Man,
way.
listen, you guys to pay attention. Like,
There's a way.
really. There's a way. Create the life that you want to live, bro. Well, listen, man, let's just leave it at that for now. And I'm so glad that we had this time. And I want to be able to make the final announcement here, too. So, the men's retreat that we're having, the Windhorse Men's Retreat, this is a wonderful thing here that we're having.
Yay.
We have one coming up on the time of this recording. It's April 19th, 20, and 21. That is now in this month of April of the year 2024. But if you just happen to hear this recording at a future date, and there is a men's retreat coming up, we want to give you a discount. So for the one that's coming up, the current energy exchange is 444. We like to keep the numbers sacred. But if you're listening to this podcast and you mention this here, we want to leave it at 333.
Hey now.
Okay? Now these events that take place with men, this deep work, but I also want to let you know that all your lodging is taken care of. All of your food is taken care of. All of the sacred ceremonies are taken care of too. So if you've been to a men's retreat of the Wind Horse caliber, then you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So we want to be able to do that for people too. And Denzel, sure, if you'd like to mention something about the retreats you've been on, something you've learned and walked away with.
This thing isn't going to slow down unless you retreat from it and get a bigger perspective, a more zoomed out perspective, a perspective outside of the current day-to-day shuffle, the rat race they like to call it. It's not going to slow down. They're going to keep handing you holidays, acting like, it's giving you a break. You have to make the decision to invest in your retreat, in your slowdown, so that you can see what you've been missing out on all your life. And every time you tap into a retreat, Omar, I'm sure you get a little bit more insight. Like, oh my God.
For sure.
Got more integration to do. It's like, oh my God. And then you got some more integration to do. And that's where I met Holmesy L. I was there to provide a service. I was reciprocated beyond my my imagination of that service. And like I said, you will never figure it out unless you really take some steps back and then build a bridge amongst other consciousness that are also taking those steps that you're taking for your life, for your elevation, for your rising.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for this time too.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Let's do this again, man. This was amazing, bro.
For sure.
High level stuff. And there was some other things that we touched on, but we didn't speak on. And I do want to for the next one.
That's right.
Like the cell phone. Okay. Like relationships. Okay. Like your living status, like your finances. Come on. We could just go all day with this. The list just goes on. But this is it. This is where people are recharging their batteries right here. At the art of rising.
That's it. Okay. That's it.
All
People,
right,
if you want to find me on Instagram, I'm at Mr._1son, or you can read more about my story on my blog on Substack /under1son. Catch OMZL Healing Sanctuary on what's your website, Omar?
OMZLHealingSanctuary.com. We also have .com, baby. And we also have the YouTube channel, which is OMZL Sanctuary. And we're on Instagram at OMZL Healing.
That's right.
And you could also find us on Twitter too. I mean, we're doing it all, man. We just want to touch people's lives, man, and change lives like we're doing, and just put more of it. We just want more and more and more. Oh, I forgot one other thing.
What is it?
We're also having a musical event. It's happening this June 15th, with the option to sleep over. It's a camping also. It's a day event, and you'll be able to rise all day and all night as well. So you don't want to miss this. It's called the High Vibe Festival. It's going down in New Egypt, New Jersey.
I had no clue. That kind of just stopped me. You said New Egypt?
Yeah, call me Moses, brother, because
they're hiding something up there, bro.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Once I heard too, I was like, yeah, New Egypt. Yeah. You were gonna say there's a break from?
It's a breadcrumb,
It's a breadcrumb. That's right. Yeah.
What's for sure. Down this?
Yeah, for sure. So yes, I encourage everyone to get involved. We're building community here. We ain't trying to sell nothing to nobody. We're just offering. This is what our offerings are. If you're ready for it, come on down. Let's do it. Let's get together. Hit us up, man.
That's
okay.
It.
All
Thank
right,
you,
brother.
Omar.
Thank you, brother. Peace and love, brother. See you soon.
You take care.